Hey everyone, welcome to 32 rather, and I think I am talking too loud. How's that? Is that better? Anyways, so like I said on episode 31, uh, this is well, it's not long, like 14 minutes, but um, if I extended it, it'd probably be 40 minutes. So this is what am I trying to say? This is the stressful heart attack I thought campaign was gonna have a downfall, a big downfall video that I'm talking about, and just because it took me so long to edit this and find out which stuff I needed to slow down and watching the entire thing, this video I would really appreciate if you guys liked it because it took so long just to get everything done. So since you guys are going to be watching this video, I might as well give you a quick rundown. So as you see in the bottom, I control almost all of Africa and starting to move to the Middle East. Now, that's not the problem. The problem is that the places I captured have such a low public order percentage that I overlooked for a very long time, that it started to catch up on me. So a tip for when you're playing Scipii, because if you guys remember, the capital is very far from your from the provinces that you're gonna capture. So like Carthage is pretty close, but then as soon as you start moving to Egypt, the distance to capital, which I am so glad Empire Total War took out, is very far. So like that is the biggest contributing thing other than Squalor, and Squalor is very tough to take care of. So here's the sped up things. So here I was like, okay, everything's green and yellow. I thought everything was fine, and then it just goes downhill. Anyways, so yeah, like I was suggesting, I would suggest, you know that little island beside Italy, making one of those the capital, which I will be doing when I start playing again, and also really focus on the settlement happiness, because playing Scipii, this is my very first time, believe it or not. It was a pain since it's in mainland Italy. All the provinces that you're gonna capture, which is all of Africa, because Brutii is in Europe, Greece area, Juliae, Germany area, you're gonna be having the most. This is the toughest of the Roman factions because of the distance to capital. So your settlements are already gonna be very unhappy, and another thing is that provinces are very spread out, and Brutii I think is the easiest because all the settlements are really bunched up. You can get a whole bunch, make your population happy, and then go to what is that called? Civil War very quickly, as opposed to Scipio. I only have like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, like maybe 15 provinces, and it's late in the game. Like the Marian Reform has already happened. And when I played Julia 2 years ago, I had like almost all of Europe before the Marian Reform happened. So very tough, I think. I don't know why Rome Total War decided this is an easy campaign. This is definitely one of the hardest I've ever played. Anyways, here's the part where I slowed down because I'm sieging this settlement. Now this is a minor settlement that isn't really necessary, but I thought I'd slow it down just to let you guys know what's going on. And like I said, it's not sped up enough for you guys to not know what I'm doing. However, it is sped up enough so that you don't have to watch 40 minutes of me trying to just calm everybody down. So as you saw, one settlement started sieging. I don't know if other settlements have because I haven't been watching the video so far, but that settlement right there was the one that I worried about the most, because if that one does a civil revolt, I have nothing to attack it with. Like all the surrounding settlements are already unhappy, and I can't make an army and march them out because the garrison units actually do quite a bit in taking down the public, bumping up rather, I should say, the civil order. However, that also has a consequence, because if you do that, then the army upkeep jumps up really high, and then you have no income coming. So very tough spot that I'm in right now, and I'm sieging, I think, Sidon, which is, or Sidon, I don't know how to pronounce it, but it's the Egyptian capital right there, Sidon, I think it's called. So there you go, I took it over. Not much of a hassle because they had really low amount of, and what is that called? You know what I'm talking about. It had a little, it only had a few men. Take it easy. So here's where I'm gonna slow it down. This is actually hilarious. Okay, so I have one unit and it's against, like, I don't know, I can't really see from here, but I'm thinking like 300, 500, and it was just an average defeat. And the if you guys pause it for a sec, going back, it actually says they killed like 14 and I killed like 200. So I thought that was hilarious that the auto battle did that much damage. Another thing that I want to point out, at the bottom right, you guys will see how much money I have, and the reason why I don't spend all of it like I used to, and then click what is it called, end of turn, is because I put everything on auto manage, and only the construction part and the taxes. And what that does, I just figured this out on Empire. I know, right? But when you have money left over, the computer will decide which settlements need this a particular building the most and build it there, rather than you going around everywhere and trying to do it. So I didn't know that, to be honest. So that's what I'm doing here, and hopefully I am letting my computer click on the best unit, best possible, what is it called, best possible buildings, so that the public order will go up. However, it's not working out so far. And so Carthage and Thapsus is almost riding. Cirta is already riding. Jerusalem is about to ride, and the three right there, all three of those start riding too. So I have like 7-10 settlements to worry about. So this is why I sped it up, and this is how I eventually, by like episode 35, I kind of slowed it down. It's not done yet, but I slowed it down. And here's how I did it. Don't make any units. Don't make any units. Don't expand yet, or expand on small settlements like I did. And here's eventually what I did. Spoiler alert, but if you guys are having the same trouble, which I'm assuming at least one of you guys who played this have, if a settlement is starting to riot, you can do two things. You can either, if you have a huge army in there, you can probably restrain it quite a bit. So build the buildings that you need, which is probably going to be health bonus ones, so like public baths, aqueducts, etc. Oh, and shrines, temples, those help a lot too. So as you saw there very quickly, that the distance to capital was about 70% there. Like, it's so hard with Scipii, because the distance to capital thing, I think, like I said, I am so glad they took it out on Empire, because that honestly is a bunch of garbage. Like, I don't know why that would make somebody upset. Like, you look at nowadays, like, are you really, if you're living in like Texas, are you really that unhappy because you're so far away from DC? Like, come on. So here's me getting frustrated. So here's two settlements riding at the same time. Like, it's just going crazy. Anyways, the way I solved it is Thapsus I needed to control, so that was my main focus. These Jerusalem I cared a little about, in the sense of riding cities, by the way, not because, you know, But these three, I was also being very careful. However, what you want to do eventually, if it's just causing you too much trouble, I just let them revolt and then take over again. So you'll see me do that later, I think in this episode or the next episode. Oh, and I forgot to mention, I know I said this in 31, but if you haven't watched that one, I do have a Steam account. The name is in the description, and it's also, you know, obvious, my channel name. So there you go. And here's where I was a little annoyed at auto manage. Instead of building happy things like a shrine or a temple, it decided to build a port, and I didn't notice. So I took it off, built a port, and here is where that city revolted. I slowed that down a little bit, and check this out. So there's like 4 riots going on, right? And check this out. So it revolts, it automatically goes to Egypt. I don't know why. It sometimes happens. So it goes to Egypt, and I'm like, okay, fine, finally my chance to be able to exterminate the population so I can have it under control. So I do that, and check out the army right here that it gets. So it revolted and gets like all 20 units, actually it was 21, and it's all gold chevron, silver, what is it called, silver armor and gold like attack. I was like, how does a city revolt and have elite warriors like that? I was so irritated. Like, just go back to 1126 and pause and just look at that army. It was ridiculous. So what happened a few moments back when you saw the loading screen was me getting attacked by that army, and I fought it in real time, and I just got destroyed. So I know this is a little cheap, but just for viewing pleasure, I reloaded it and ended my turn again, and they decided not to attack this time. So I was happy for that. If they have attacked, they probably would have taken over that settlement that you're looking at right now, and the one above it, Alexandria, and then I would have had to fight all over again, and Jerusalem's already, yeah, here it goes. There's another revolt right there. And Jerusalem's already revolting. Like, it would have been bad. Like, I would have had to step back a lot. So just for you guys, I loaded it all the way back. Even yes, it was that much of a hassle. That's sarcasm, by the way. To load back and not let them attack me. So I'm sitting there and going, okay, how exactly am I gonna get that back with gold chevrons and like max armor and attack upgrade? Like, it was so weird. And see, Jerusalem has a massive army too. I don't understand when it revolts why it has such a huge army. So there you go. I'm taking my general to reinforce that army, and this is the big siege that I'm talking about. You'll see it next, I think, next video. I think it's a long one. It's pretty fun. I liked it quite a bit. It was a good stress reliever for all that campaigning that I've been doing so far. And another weird thing is, I don't know if it was in this episode, I haven't been fully paying attention to what's going on in the videos. However, I actually stepped my entire army out for them to do a revolt so I can attack them again. But the weird thing is, as soon as I left my entire army, so there was no garrison in the entire settlement, it decides to not riot and go back to yellow face, which is just below green. So this I don't know if it's because it's a glitch, but it really weird. Anyways, that's about the end of this episode. Guys, if you can, like I said, please at least just thumbs up this video, because it took me so long to edit it. Thanks.